Luigi's got ripped by carpet.
Because everyone was complaining about the 3DS
I was
remake.
complaining about the 3DS remake. Luigi's House 3.
Working title.
Well, I sure hope it does.
Hello everyone and welcome to Nintendo Lounge. I'm your host Scott. Joining me as always is Jim. How you doing today, Jim?
I'm doing good, and I hope my Nintendo boys out there, everyone all listening to this show, are doing real good. My Nintendo boys. How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing alright, thank you. And also shout out to all the big Nintendo boys out there. So,
Yeah, man.
a Nintendo Direct has happened. It was very cool. Very cool. We've had so many Nintendo Directs happen over the past month. It's been crazy. So
It's
many.
been too much. My head might explode.
Oh no, Jim! So today we're going to be going over some of the news that came out of the Nintendo Direct, and I'll also be throwing in a few little reaction clips from my little reaction I did with my mate Brandon. It happened really early in the morning for us. It was 6 a.m. And Jimmy lives quite far away, and he was like, I can't be bothered getting up that early.
No, I didn't say that. I was just sleeping in, and I had things to attend to. And also, you know, I have a busy life, so you know what? Reacting to things isn't my forte. Last time I reacted to something, I got like a bunch of dislikes on it, so let's just keep it at that, hey?
I mean, it's fair enough.
Yeah.
So let's just jump right into it.
Let's just jump into the news.
And the first thing that came out was a very surprising reveal, being Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yeah, man.
That came out of
Cool.
nowhere. So the original Luigi Mansion came out on the GameCube, as we all know. Luigi's Mansion 2 came out on the 3DS, and they're also porting the first Luigi's Mansion onto the 3DS as well. So when they started off, I was like, oh cool, they're just showing maybe like a CG trailer for the remake of Luigi's Mansion. I was like, alright. And then we got to see gameplay. I'm like, oh wait, it's an actual Switch version.
It was interesting, yeah, because we heard that it was going to start off with 3DS stuff, or at least it was going to be 3DS and Switch stuff. So I immediately assumed, it's the 3DS, version of it. But nah,
fam.
they gave us a bloody curveball. One of those classic Nintendo
One of those
curveballs.
classic Nintendo curveballs.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I've never played a Luigi's Mansion game before, so I'm looking forward to trying this out. I might play the other ones before I play this one, or I might just jump into the third one. I don't know. Jimmy, have you ever played a Luigi's Mansion before?
Nah, I've never played one either. So this will be a first for me. I don't know if I'll play the other ones. I might jump right into the third one just because it's on the Switch and it's nice and convenient for me. So I'll just probably play that one. Leave it at that.
Fair enough. And a little bit different we had in this Nintendo Direct that Koizumi wasn't presenting it. We had old mate Takahashi. There's nothing really else to say about that other than he was hosting it for a change. It's like nice to see some different people at Nintendo.
Would you have preferred Koizumi? Is that the thing? Would you have preferred?
A little bit. I love Koizumi.
Okay.
He's my boy.
I see your favoritism here. See, now I don't mind who's hosting. Reggie, Koizumi, other guy.
Old
I don't
mate.
mind. Old mate. You know, the fake Reggie from the Nindies one. I don't mind. Just whoever it is, man. Just give it to me. I just want some Nintendo news from whoever it is. But I enjoyed the man tonight. He was, last night, whenever it was. I forgot what it was. Anyway, yeah, it was cool.
So the first bit of 3DS news is Kirby's Epic Yarn from the Nintendo Wii is being ported over to the 3DS, being Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn, adding in a few extra little modes, some mini games, adding in sort of like the copy abilities, which weren't present in the original, adding a more sort of difficult mode, because Kirby's Epic Yarn was a very easy game. So they're making it a bit harder, so it's not as difficult. I mean, not as easy for you kids out there. Did you ever play Kirby's Epic Yarn on the Wii?
No. But it's interesting, yeah, they're just deciding to bring it. There's a lot of old games going to 3DS recently, which is really like a strange choice, but I guess it's like, hey, we may as well, I guess. But like, I would have preferred if they put some of these games on the Switch, like, some nice downloads for some old games, like some old Wii games and stuff like that. But you know what, fair enough. 3DS, they want to keep that thriving, so they're going to be cheap and put some ports on there, that's fine, whatever.
Exactly. The Switch can't have everything.
Yeah, whatever, it's fine. But yeah, no, it's cool that it's coming out, a good old classic, and, adding some extra stuff as well. They're not just kind of porting it, they're also adding stuff, which is what Nintendo seems to always do. So yeah, cool. Good for them. Good for 3DS people.
Next up, we had Mario Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser's Jr.'s Journey.
That's a terrible title.
They
It's a
announced
terrible
this
long title.
all the way back in March of this year, saying it would be coming out in 2019. We're like, that's very far in the future for a 3DS game. It'll be releasing January 11th, 2019. Still don't really see the point of this remake because it was one of the later DS games that came out, and DS games can run on 3DS easy. And like, who uses the 3D feature anyway?
What's with that, actually? I just realised that, it's a DS remake. You can play DS games anyway. This is a pointless game.
It is a little bit.
Is anyone keen for it?
My mate Brandon's keen for it, but I'm like, just play it on your DS. He's like,
Has it got the Bowser Jr. bit?
no, that isn't. That's a new section to it. But
Okay, well, I guess that's fair
depends on
enough.
how
They're excited
big
for
that section is. It might just be a little small extra, and then you might think, what was the point?
Yeah, I didn't really consider that. I was just thinking like, oh, cool, a DS remake. Like, you don't really get to see many of those. But no, it's like because you can play DS games on 3DS. That's why there's none of them.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
weird. That's so weird.
Next up, as we spoke earlier, the Luigi's Mansion port to the 3DS, which they announced 2-player modes, which you can do download play, which is really cool. I love when games use download play. So it means if someone else doesn't have the game, they can still play multiplayer with you, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, but it's only boss battles though. That's the thing. Only boss battles.
But you play as the other character is a greener Luigi.
Yeah, and the frame rate's also 2 FPS, which is great. I love it.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so it's not like great. But cool. It's cool that it's there, but also it looked like it wasn't really implemented very well, just due to the frame rate that they showcased. Because usually you'd have them show the best frame rate possible, and the fact that it was like 4 frames per second was not that promising for that one. So I don't know. I don't think it's the main grab of the game though, which is the main thing.
Next up, Yokai Watch Blasters. I've never actually played a Yokai Watch game before. I actually picked it up at my local Target this past week for $10. So I might give that game a shot now that I've got it. But this new Yokai Watch doesn't interest me whatsoever. I have nothing to say on it. How about yourself, Jimmy?
I have so much to say on it because I'm a huge fan. Just kidding. I don't care.
Oh, you got him.
Got him, guys. Got him. Everyone's mad. Everyone's real mad. All right, next.
So just like the Nintendo Direct, that's it with 3DS. Let's move on to Nintendo Switch. And the first bit they showed off was some more DLC for Splatoon 2.
Yeah, that's cool.
And to be honest, I'm more keen for this actual reveal trailer than I was for actually the content that they're adding in the game. It was a really cool kind of like anime opening trailer.
It was.
And the music was pretty jamming, I had to say. They showed off some new clothes, a new stage, a new weapon, and possibly a new mode. I wasn't quite sure.
It was that weird 100 times turf war. I don't know what that meant. As soon as I saw the 100, I was like, this better not be a battle royale. But also at the same time, I was like, this better be a battle royale.
Splatoon battle royale. Oh my gosh!
Honestly, that would actually be great. So, like, people will make memes about it and joke about it, but like, I want that. I kind of want that. That would be kind of cool. So I don't know. They should add it in version 5 maybe. What were you thinking? What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that's pretty cool.
Cool, same. No, I just like they're doing free updates all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Splatoon 2. It's just cool, and it's just great that they're keeping it alive. It's a really good game. Solid game.
When Splatoon for the Wii U came out, they only supported that game for a year with DLC and stuff like that. Whereas Splatoon 2, it's been out for over a year, and it doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon, which is amazing to see. I wish Nintendo gave this sort of support to ARMS, and that kind of only had about 4 or 5 months worth of support after the game's release, and then they're like, alright, that's it.
I think it's due to sales, mainly. I think that ARMS just didn't sell quite as well as Splatoon. Splatoon just had that. I mean, if there was an ARMS sequel that came out and that did a lot better, I'd assume they'd probably, support that a lot longer. It kind of just depends on the game's overall, how well it does and stuff like that. Which makes you think if Smash Brothers, we're going to talk about it later, but if Smash Brothers does, obviously it's going to do really well. They'll be supporting that for a long, long time, which would be really, really cool. But we'll get to that later.
So next up, Mega Man 11, sort of a reminder to go buy the game. Go get it when it comes out soon, October 2nd. I'm not the biggest fan of Mega Man games, mainly because they're pretty difficult and I'm not the best at them.
Yeah, they're really hard.
I've given a few of them a shot. I especially love the Mega Man X games. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Mega Man 11 also has a free demo on the eShop, which you can download. I've given it a shot. It's pretty fun. Jimmy, are you a fan of the Mega Mans, or you not that keen?
No, I've played Mega Man X and it's hard. So I didn't particularly get into it just because of my age and my capabilities. But I might dabble in this one. I might double dip.
How is it double dipping if you never bought it before, though?
I might double dip.
Oh, fair
Never
enough.
You don't know what it means, man.
Next up, we had Mario Tennis Aces, and they showed off some more DLC, free DLC for that game. The first being Birdo, which everyone loves some Birdo. We've got Shy Guy in the game. We got the Paratroopers, and we've also got PT Piranha as playable characters coming out over the next few months. I wasn't expecting PT Piranha to be a playable character because, as we all know,
big.
she, I think it was a she, I don't know, who knows. I think she was originally a boss, and I was like, okay, might probably just keep her as a boss. But no, she's got a playable character, which is pretty cool.
PT Piranha wasn't too big, much like Ridley. They were like, nah, we'll put them in.
And they're also going through some new minigame modes, some cosmetics. You can have a little hat on your chain chomp, which is the cutest thing ever. Jimmy was like really keen for Mario Tennis Aces before the game came out, but then it came out and you just didn't really care for it, did you?
Oh no, I just didn't get it at all. And I've kind of gone past that zone of the game being out and me actually being like keen for it to the point where I'm just like, oh, I've just kind of forgotten about it. But I do want to give it a go one day, just because it does look like it's a bit of fun. It's just maybe it didn't quite hit as much as I thought it would. But you know, it's doing pretty good. It's doing pretty good. I was always like saying like, oh, it's gonna be the biggest esport of all time, which obviously it's not. And obviously that was a meme, but also at the same time, it could have been. Could have been.
And unfortunately, it wasn't.
Do you know what they should have done? They should have titled it Mario Tennis Esport, and that would have made it an esport immediately.
I see.
Yeah, do your Puyo. Absolutely.
I got you there. Next up, Capcom announced Capcom Beat 'em Ups Bundle. It's coming out where they're having SNES and arcade beat 'em up games such as Final Fight, Knights of the Round, among others, which is pretty cool. I always like seeing these older games coming to the Nintendo Switch because we all know the Virtual Console is dead, and we're only seeing to be getting NES games at the moment. So it's good to be getting compilations of all these different games. So we've got the Capcoms, we've got the Neo Geos, we've got Sega Ages coming out soon. Personally, I don't really care for these games, but I know a lot of people are really excited for them, and that's perfectly fine. What do you think about them, Jimmy? Do you have any sort of attachment to any of these beat 'em ups?
No, not at all. I don't think I ever really played any beat 'em ups. If you could class Metal Slug as a beat 'em up, then sure, and that's on Switch. So that's more of a shoot 'em up. But that's on Switch. So play that. Other than these ones, I don't really have an opinion. Whoops.
So next up was a port of Wii U game, which a lot of people saw coming. It got leaked on Amazon, and that being New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe.
Yeah.
And I'm not too keen for this one
You're
at
not keen
all.
on that one.
One of the main reasons is sort of in the marketing for it. It doesn't really make that much sense since it's called New Super Mario Bros. U.
Yeah,
obviously
I
for
wish
Wii
they-
U, and coming to Switch. So a lot of people will be like, for you, but is this for the Wii U?
Yeah.
What? I'm so confused.
You know what I wish they had have done? I wish that they had have called it the New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, and it would have included New Super Mario Bros. On the DS, an enhanced version, the New Super Mario Bros. 2 on the Wii. Oh no, that was on 3DS, wasn't it?
That was on
Sorry.
3DS. God, get it right.
No, which one was on the Wii? What was
New
that
Super
called?
Mario Bros. Wii.
Oh, there you go. That makes sense. Just included all of those in a big bundle. Call it Deluxe. Put it on Switch. Bam,
Or
that's your game.
Have
There
this
you
have
go.
this other game that has thousands of
Alright,
2D Mario
alright.
games. It's called Mario Maker. I'm not sure if you've heard of that one.
I'm sure they're waiting for Mario Maker too. Because they would have had to make it from the ground up because it's going to be not on two separate screens. So they probably have to just make a whole new game. And I would prefer them make a whole new game as opposed to just port it.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
So that's what I'm going to be keen for. But for this one, the deluxe version of this game, I would have preferred if they just called it New Super Mario Brothers Deluxe and put all of them in one. That would have been cool. And it would have been a really nice set of 2D Mario games to play. And I would have been really keen on that. I am keen on this game just because I haven't played a 2D Mario in a really, really, really long time. So it'd be cool to pick this one up and give it a go. The kind of the new age of Super Mario Brothers games. So it's cool. I would have wished they would have more. But you know what? Fair enough.
And personally, I probably would have preferred, if it was a mainline Mario game, for them to have done 3D World over to the Switch, which is a much better Mario game. Some amazing platforming in it. But unfortunately, we've got some new Super Mario Bros. U with the added content of Toadette, which transforms into Peach. So everyone's like, has this just changed the lore of Mario? Is Peach just a Toad?
No, because it's not Peach. It's Peachette.
Oh.
Peachette's a completely different character to Peach.
Oh my lord.
So no. Everyone that kept saying that, nah, you're wrong. It's just it's just a little trick of the slide of the card there, mate. It's the slide of the hand.
So now we've got Peach. We've got Pink Gold Peach. We got Peachette. We've got Daisy.
Yep.
So many peaches.
There's too many peaches. Too many peaches out here.
Too many peaches. And do you know what can collect all of those peaches? This is
How?
Katamari. Katamari can roll up all those peaches. Katamari coming to the Nintendo Switch later this year. Was that good or was that good?
That was good. Don't dwell on it though. We can't say it's the best thing ever, because then everyone's gonna be like, wow, they really milked that. So yeah. Anyway.
So Katamari Damacy Reroll is coming out winter of 2018. I know our friend Luke is very happy about that one.
Yeah, Luke likes that game. Yeah, he does.
That was a good reference, that was.
It's a good one.
So this is a remake of the PS2 game, I believe it is. Are you hyped for some Katamari?
Yeah, no, I've played a couple times. I know a certain someone... Savannah's actually really keen for it, so she's gonna probably give it a go and see on my Switch, so that's gonna be fun when that comes around. It's coming out like December this year, isn't it?
Probably around December or November.
Probably around December? Well, there we go. Probably by next year she'll be just sitting on my Switch and playing it, so that's cool.
Well, that's
excellent.
If you got a charger by then.
I will, I promise. Maybe you can get one for Christmas for me, thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. So next up, they finally showed off the Nintendo Online service. And it's basically everything we already knew, but in a cute little video presentation.
Nothing's different. It's all exactly what we knew before.
Exactly. So it was originally supposed to come out the second half of last year, and then they delayed it. And I'm like, alright, they must be completely changing it up, making it good, not having it on your phone anymore. But now it's still all the same.
No, it's the same.
Which makes me think that they had no kind of
direction.
They had no direction. They had no sort of they knew that people weren't going to like this, so they kind of put it off for as long as they could before it wouldn't be financially viable anymore. I reckon they're like, all right, we have to put this out now.
Yeah, no, that's probably exactly how it is, and it sucks because it's not like, it's fair enough. Like I understand paying for online, but if you don't offer people something that's like a nice thing for people to get a hold of, for them to think, oh, nice, I got this is really cool, then it kind of makes it feel like you're wasting your money on nothing and something you could get for free anyway, which is, of course, we've paid nothing for online for the past year and a half, which has been great. But I understand paying for online stuff, that's fine, but yeah, I don't know. And they've got the NES games as well, which cool, but there just doesn't seem to be much else there for people, which is not that great. Like, I don't know, they did that whole special offer thing, and I wish they had it, because like, I'm sure that's something really cool, but they just kind of decided to hold that off for no reason whatsoever, because like, everyone's kind of against it right now, and if they had have told us what that is, I feel like it might have actually swayed a lot of people.
It's probably just like 20% off, 10% off, that kind of thing. And in the small print, it said special offers not available in every country.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So as you're saying over the NES, We have a Netflix-like series where you can play NES games. It'll be updated every month with new games. And for Nintendo Switch Online members, you can purchase the NES controllers to use for your Switch, which only cost $60.
Yeah, which is 100 Australian dollars, which is pretty much the price of the whole game for us.
Exactly.
Which is great.
And you can't actually buy it from shops. You have to be a Nintendo Online member to purchase it. Limit of 1 purchase per membership.
I don't like it. You know what I would prefer for this online service thing? Not NES games, but SNES games. That would have had a much better library.
Or
I wish they had
NES, SNES, and Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, like lots of just easy to download smaller games, like titles like that. Even Game Boy Advanced. Like, holy crap, there's so many good like Game Boy Advance games. Like, I don't know, like even if it was just NES and SNES, that would have been like so much better. People would be more excited for it because the SNES has a lot of superior games to the NES, which is obvious. It's a newer console, and developers were getting more used to things. You have like Super Metroid, you have like Link to the Past, and all that kind of stuff. That would have been great, but nah, they're like just NES games, which is like a couple of cool NES games people know of, but most of them no one knows about. So I don't know. You know, whatever. I wish there was just more. There just needs to be more, and I hope that in the future, when they realize not enough people are buying this, they need to be like, okay, what can we do to entice people? And possibly giving us more of a larger library of games to get from different consoles and stuff like that. That'll be great. That'll be cool. Basically making the Virtual Console into a Netflix-like subscription. That'll be really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
But the only thing I am happy about is, of course, the cloud saving. Fortunately, it doesn't work for every game, which is a bit dumb. But at least it's there. Only a year and a half later.
Yeah.
If only
great.
it had come out when the Switch came out, so then I wouldn't have to have lost all of my Zelda progress.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of people who just lost so much progress on things for just them not deciding not to make this a thing until now. Like, they should have made it like very much like online was free for like the year and a half. They should have made cloud saving free for a year and a half. But then again, that wouldn't have given people an incentive to buy it now. So I don't know. I'm just annoyed about it. Anyway.
So let's move on to something that's not as annoying and something that's a bit more cute. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee is releasing later this year on November 16th. I've got my pre-order in for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu with the little Pokeball Plus accessory. I'm pretty keen for it. It looks very cute. It doesn't seem to be like completely changing the Pokemon formula. It seems like a cute little game, which is fine. And again, the big Pokemon game next year, so it's a nice little thing to have in the meantime.
Yeah. I don't know. People just have really negative thoughts towards this game for no apparent reason, even though it's just obvious that it is what it is. And people are like, "Wow, I want my big boy Pokemon game." Well, guess what? Pokemon was never a big boy game. It's always been for kids. It's always been marketed for kids. So get over yourself. There'll probably be the next year one might be maybe a little bit more bigger boy for everyone, but probably not.
Exactly.
But yeah, I haven't ordered it yet just because I don't know if I'm keen enough for it. The last Pokemon games have, let me down a little bit. The last good one was probably a Mega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and that's, yeah. Anyway, I'm just trying to think back to Pokemon now. It's gonna be bad memories. Anyway.
And we also have the special edition Nintendo Switch of the Pokemon Let's Go, which has Eevee on one side, Pikachu on the other, one sort of brownishy Joy-Con and one yellow Joy-Con, and it looks really nice. Hopefully they do these Joy-Cons separately. Probably won't.
They're nice colours.
Yeah, they're actually really nice.
They're pretty.
Next up is Diablo 3 Eternal Collection, coming out November 2nd. Never played Diablo before, but it does seem like my kind of game. A kind of dungeon crawler type-esque beat 'em up. Pretty fun. I'm excited. And we've got skins for Ganondorf, which is pretty cool. Jimmy, you played Diablo before? You keen, or you not really that bothered?
No, I have played Diablo before, but only for a little bit, and I didn't quite get into it just because it's not my kind of game. But I think if you like dungeon crawly stuff and just going around, it's kind of like a single, like, people are probably going to hate me for saying this actually, because they'd probably be like, no it's not. It's kind of like a single player League of Legends, I guess I'd kind of compare it to. So think of it that way. If you played League at all,
But I hate League.
I mean, it's not. It's probably way better than League. Let's just say
There
that
we go.
much.
That's
There you
better.
go.
But one game I know Jimmy is very keen on is Super Mario Party, coming out October 5th.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited.
They sort of just reminded everyone of this, showed off some of the mini games, which look extremely cool. This looks like one of the best Mario games ever. No wonder it's called Super Mario Party. I'm definitely picking this up.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm picking up like day one. I'm so
Ooh.
excited because the day it comes out is the day I'm gonna go off topic here, but the 21 Pilots album comes out, and I have to do a thing about that. But Savannah, my partner, is gonna be at work all day, so it's like I have to just kind of like preoccupy myself and not listen to the album all day. So this will distract me very much. So I'm keen
You
on
can
having
play
this
some
to
Mario
distract me.
Party by yourself.
I will. No, I'll play it online with you.
Oh,
of course.
yeah,
When I
of
get my
course.
online subscription and when I get my charger.
If that happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next up, we have a new original Game Freak game. So the last original Game Freak game was sort of like a horse gambling game for your 3DS, which is a bit weird. Before that, we also had Tembo the Badass Elephant, which was a really cool platformer game published by Sega. But now we have Town. And
Town.
It looks beautiful. It has a really beautiful art style, similar to Ni no Kuni, I kind of think it looks like. All set in one village, which I was a bit like, okay, is it a big village? Is it like a really small kind of game then? Is this going to be an eShop game? Who knows? But I'm curious to see more of this game. It's sort of like a turn-based action RPG.
We don't know much about it, honestly. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, they just kind of showed some gameplay and it's very kind of obscure looking, so I don't know. But it's developed by Game Freak and it's cool to see them actually do things other than Pokemon for once. So that's kind of cool.
Exactly. Next up, we had a shadow drop of City Skylines for the Nintendo Switch. City Skylines is sort of like SimCity or Roller Coaster
Yeah.
Tycoon, one of those sort of build the world sort of management type games. I originally had it on PC and had a lot of fun with it, but recently my hard drive got full, so I had to delete a few things off of Steam. City
it's
Skylines
gone.
being one of them, which was
Great.
about 2 days ago, and now they're like, it's on the Switch.
So you're like, oh, I can just get it on there. Yeah, boy.
And I was pretty keen for it, and then I saw more of the gameplay, and I saw the frame rate is like 15 frames per second. I'm like, ooh,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
not that nice.
No.
But then they're like, it's out today. I was like, ooh.
I don't care about 15 FPS, I'm just going to get it.
But then I saw the price for it, and I was like, never mind.
What was it for? How
I
much was
believe
it?
it's $60.
Whoa! Hold up now. How much is it on Steam? Like, it's probably like $15 on Steam.
Yeah, it's like, well, I got it during a sale, which was even cheaper.
Yeah, because like, oh my god, yeah. That's because it's a really popular game on PC, especially people buying it physical. And I know the price is super cheap, so to see it's $60, that's stupid. That's ridiculous. I don't like that at all. They should make it way cheaper.
Next up, we have Daemon X Machina, which was first shown off at E3 of this year. Originally, I thought it was a Xenoblade Chronicles X sequel. Turns out it's its own original IP. It looks extremely cool.
Yeah, it does.
Seeing more of the gameplay for it, I'm like, oof, this art
Cool
style.
art style.
Exactly. Cool art style. Some amazing gameplay. Kind of like an open world sort of shooter, which is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing more of this when it comes out in 2019.
Same.
And it has really cool online mode as well, where you up to 4 people can take on big bosses. And I'm like, that's pretty epic. Jimmy, did you think it was pretty
Same.
epic? Because I thought it was
It
pretty
does
epic.
does look pretty epic. So I'm keen on this one. It's good to see a really nice roboty transformy game. I like it.
Exactly.
Cool.
And speaking of transforming, Yoshi has transformed from wool into some kind of fabric. I don't know what kind of fuzzy material Yoshi is now, but he's in the Yoshi's Crafted World.
That was so good.
That wasn't that good of a transition, to be honest.
Shh.
Oh, you almost swore there. Yoshi's Crafted World. The name got leaked quite recently, which is a bit of a shame. But they showed off more gameplay of it, and it looks much better than what it did when they last showed it off at E3 last year. Yeah, I'm more keen for this than I was before.
Yeah, same.
It just looks so much better. They've refined it so much.
Yeah.
It looks like it's ready to go now. But unfortunately, they delayed it all the way back till spring of next year.
So like Marchish, I think.
Yes,
That'll
that'll
be
be-
out. Yeah.
You can flip the stage around, you can do it backwards, you can do it forwards, you can do it upside down. I don't think you can do that. But you can do a lot of things in Yoshi's Crafted World. It's still a weird title, I have to say.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, but we'll get used to it. It's kind of like one of those ones you kind of like. It sounds weird at first, but eventually it becomes a classic, and then you're like, oh man, good old Yoshi's Crafted World.
It's also a really charming looking game with all the little crafty little elements to it, all the stickers, the scissors hanging around. It's just so cute. I love it.
Little game, little boy game.
We've got some tabletop games.
Oh yeah.
One of them being the Lord of the Rings, the living card game. We also have Pandemic, I believe it was called. And we've got Munchkin and that other game coming. I don't really care. I'm not a big board game kind of person. But it's cool for all those big boy nerds out there who love themselves some board games and playing board games on a Nintendo Switch. In which I'm like, why not just play the board game then? For the novelty of it. I don't get these board game adaptations onto the Switch.
You know what I would have preferred this game be? I would have preferred it be Tabletop Simulator on Steam. Because basically what that is that it's a completely custom tabletop where you can play pretty much anything. It just gives you a bunch of pieces. You can make your own game. You've just got dice. You can grab anything you want. You can just put anything on the board and just like, I want to grab this, want to grab this, want to grab this, put this on the table, and then voila, I can play chess if I want. I can play this game if I want. I can make my own version of Monopoly if I want. So that would have been a lot better. It would have been just like a cool online, like you get together with friends and you can all sit around a table playing this tabletop game. That would have been way better. But this is kind of like a really, really dumbed down, like, here's a collection of games you can play, whatever. Like, it's not very well put together. So if you want to play a good tabletop game, but you don't have friends to play on a tabletop and you just have friends on Steam, get Tabletop Simulator. That would be way better.
Yeah,
there you go.
I saw that game on Steam, and a lot of YouTubers have played it. That seems fun,
Yeah.
because you can do like Cards
good.
Against Humanity. You can do any kind of game you want.
Yeah. People play like D&D on there. Like people just do that. That's what people do. It's cool. Like it's cool, and I wish that was on Switch, but nah, never mind.
Nah. Next up, we have Civilization 6, which of course was leaked the week before. But we've got the official announcements of a proper trailer. A really cool trailer, I have to say. I like all the little animations in it.
Pretty cool.
I've never played Civilization before, but I'm pretty interested to give this a go. I like the whole kind of like history idea of it, sort of seeing who can take over the world first kind of thing. I'm probably going to pick this up. Hopefully they do a physical release of it, because I think that would be pretty cool. Yeah, most of my opinions are just, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, most of my opinions is, yeah, whatever.
So moving on to something that's pretty cool, and that is Starlink Battle for Atlas with Star
that's a cool
Fox.
thing. Yeah.
And this seems like an actually good Star Fox game, unlike
Yeah.
Star Fox Zero for Wii U.
Wow, wild, right? It took them to not make a Star Fox game to actually make a good Star Fox game.
It took them to not be Nintendo to make a good Star Fox game.
Yeah, oh, actually, yeah, good point. Ubisoft was the one to bring it back.
Exactly, similar to F-Zero, in which Sega brought it back, and they made an amazing F-Zero game. So now Ubisoft can claim that for Star Fox.
Yeah. I'm going to be honestly, like, really, really unsurprised if this turns into a really, really, really kind of big thing, because what I'm seeing from this is it might kind of take off like very much like Skylanders does, because it's a Toys to Life thing for one thing, but Skylanders started off as its own spin-off from Spyro. Now this is becoming its own spin-off from Star Fox.
Well, sort of,
So
yeah.
I think, yeah, a little bit. Like, it's got Star Fox in it, but I think they're gonna really kind of hit that mark on it. Like, be like, wait, the reason people are buying this is because of Star Fox. Let's just, like, kind of, like, talk to Nintendo and see if we can make this a big Star Fox universe and just kind of build on it. Which, if they do that, that'd be kind of really cool, because they seem to know what they're doing with it. And we could see a whole new array of, like, Star Fox-like games where it's like more expansions and more expansions. Like, it might get a bit annoying over time, like Skylanders did, but it could be cool to just see more Star Fox-like
Exactly.
gameplay.
We could have the sequel could be Star Fox No Man's Sky. No Man's Star Fox. Who knows?
That'd be great. I'm excited.
Next up, we had The World Ends With You and the Xenoblade 2 Torn of the Golden Country. 2 JRPGs that are coming out very soon. I'm looking forward to playing The World Ends With You. A lot of people love it. Came out on DS back in the day, 2008. I've never played it before. I know my friend Luke and Brandon are massive fans of it. They say it's amazing, one of the best DS games. And since I don't know anything about it, I'm going in blind. I'm going to take their word for it, and hopefully I come out loving it as well. Then we also got the Xenoblade 2 Golden Country Torna, long title. It's a mouthful. It's currently out now if you get it digitally, or it'll be coming out physical next week. I'm getting it physical, of course. I've got physical Switch collection, which we're up to more than 60 now. Holy moly. I love Xenoblade Chronicles 2, so this being a prequel to it, I'm pretty excited for. The writing looks, and the voice acting seems much better than the original Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And the gameplay looks much better as well. They sort of refined it, they've changed it up a bit, and I'm excited to give that a shot. Then we had the announcement that Warframe is coming out November 20th, free-to-play shooter. I love me some free-to-play stuff on the Switch. We've had Fortnite, we've got Paladins, we've got Just Dance coming out October 23rd. I love me some Just Dance, but I always like to get them later on when they're like $20 and not full price.
$20? No, dude, spend for like $4 on them, man.
Oh, fair enough. FIFA 19, available September 28th. I'm kind of looking forward to this one because they're actually making this a good FIFA game for the Switch. FIFA 18 didn't have online with friends, which was really dumb. So you could do online with strangers, but you couldn't do online with friends. And because of that, no one played online anyway. So it was dead from day one. They showed off Team Sonic Racing, a racing game which I'm really much looking forward to. The Sonic racing games always are second best to Mario Kart. So look forward to some gameplay of that. When that comes out, I'm going to beat Jimmy at the game.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And then I'll learn the ways, and then I'll possibly come second to you, possibly.
But there's a thing, with Team Sonic Racing, we can be a team. We don't have to verse each other.
Oh, so we can both win.
We can both win.
We can be a draw, like Logan Paul and KSI.
Oh.
I love them boys. Alright, let's go. What's next?
Next up, NBA 2K19. It's some basketball. And then we had some more basketball with NBA 2K Playgrounds 2. That's a long title. And then they also showed off in this sort of quick-fire game show-off Lego DC Super Villains, which is pretty cool that the villains are getting their own game. I like to see a Marvel Super Villains. That'd be cool. Kind of. Maybe. Possibly.
And just have like Thanos just snapping his fingers and killing everyone.
That would be so much fun.
Cool.
And you just kill the Lego people.
This is my special move! Click. Everyone dies.
It's the Nintendo Switch logo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man. So next up, it said, let's look at Final Fantasy. I'm like, alright. At TGS last week, which is the Tokyo Game Show, for Sony's sort of pre-show, they showed off Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered, which is a remaster of the GameCube game. And they said it was coming to PS4. Later on, everyone found out it's coming to Switch as well. So when they said Final Fantasy, everyone's like, alright, it's the GameCube remaster. Which it was at first. I never played this game before, but I'm looking forward to it. A lot of people praise it heavily. But other than that, I don't know anything about it. So I always like to go into these sort of games blind, because the less you know about these sort of big story-driven games, the more it impacts you, I feel. Because if you already know what happens, you're like, oh, you already know what happens, well, why do I have to go for a 40-hour game with stuff I already know? So that's why with these JRPGs that are super long, always going blind. It's the best bit. So I'm probably going to pick that up. Then after that, we had Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition HD. I love the little HD they added at the end there.
Yeah, to make sure you know.
For the past few months, me and Jimmy have predicted that they'll be bringing the Pocket Edition to the Switch.
Yeah.
But they also brought it to PS4 and Xbox One.
Which is super weird, but okay.
Probably just to make the Switch owners not salty that the Switch version is all they're getting.
Well, it is all they're getting, because both Xbox One and PS4 have the regular edition, so...
but I decided to pick it up. It's quite fun. There's a few little glitches with it. It takes a while to boot up for some reason. And sometimes there's a few like frame rate glitches. But of course, it's probably going to be patched out. It's a shame it's a digital-only game, but it sort of seems like that. Hopefully in the future they might do a limited physical release. I've already played Final Fantasy 15 all the way through. It's probably about a year ago or so now. But it's great to see my boys back in action. All their banter, Noctis, GLaDOS, Prompto, and Ignis. They're the boys. Yeah, I love it. It's such a good game. And the Pocket Edition's not bad as well. What do you think of this Pocket Edition from what you've seen?
Cool art style. I like the art style of it, and I think it looks kind of cute, but I know it is a little bit dumbed down a little bit in terms of the story, I think, in some parts, and the combat. But the combat already in the official one, as Scott pointed out, to me personally, it is you just holding a button for most of the combat anyway, so it isn't that complicated in the first place, so fair enough.
It's more streamlined because, of course, Final Fantasy 15 is an open world game. This one is sort of like you go to an area, you do the stuff in the area, then you move on to the next.
Crawly.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was like, alright, that's cool. They showed off the 2 Final Fantasy games that I was expecting. I was like, alright, moving on. But Square Enix like, nah, fam, we got some more to show. Next up, World of Final Fantasy Maxima, in which pop figures invade the world of Final Fantasy.
Funko Pops, man, yeah, that's crazy.
So it's sort of like a collaboration, the Super Smash Bros. Of Final Fantasy, bringing together all these different characters from all the different Final Fantasy
all
games.
Your favourites.
Everyone is here.
It's the 2 characters you know, Cloud and Noctis.
And then everyone else.
Yeah, and everyone else.
In this, it's a really cute little JRPG. Apparently this is only going to be an eShop only game, so I'm probably not all that keen on it. Have you ever played many of the Final Fantasies? Would you be interested in Worlds of Final Fantasy or not at all?
Not at all. I don't really care. I'll just play a regular Final Fantasy if I'm going to play any. Which is what we'll talk about after the next thing, because I just realised the next thing is the Chocobo thing, right?
That is correct. It is Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, everybody.
Very familiar name.
A very
Not
weird
heard
name.
that before.
So, of course, we've got the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series, but I never knew they did a Chocobo Mystery Dungeon. At this point, I was like, another Final Fantasy game? How many more have we got? I was like, at this
Can't
point,
be any more than this.
I was like, at this point, just release Final Fantasy 7. But then we're like, oh, that won't happen.
And then you hear the music, and it's like, oh no, they've done it. They've bloody done it. And then it's Final Fantasy 7.
We're not there yet, Jimmy.
No, but you should just said that.
I know,
What did you
but it
say
wasn't
that?
it wasn't the right segue. Oh. So Chocobo Mystery Dungeon is coming out this year, I believe it is. Coming out this winter. There we go. I'm probably not going to pick that up. I don't really care for the Mystery Dungeon games. Did you ever play the Pokemon Mystery Dungeons?
I did actually. The only thing that I spent the most time in with that game is because it does like a little question thing at the beginning where it asks you a bunch of questions and then it selects which Pokemon you are. But every time I did it, it was always the Pokemon I didn't want to be. And it was always annoying. Like, it was like, I always answer the questions, be like, yep. And it'd be like, and you are Eevee. I'm like, no, I don't want to be Eevee. I'm not like a bloody nerd. I want to be Turtwig. Like, that's the Pokemon I wanted to be. I want to be Turtwig. But it didn't let me be Turtwig. And I looked it up online and I was like, what questions do I have to answer to be Turtwig? And I did it. Did become Turtwig. I never got to be Turtwig. I don't like it.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
You poor thing.
Same. Good story.
So moving on. Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age. At this point,
wow. Oh, there was more. Okay.
At this point, I was like, how many more have you got? Oh, my lord.
Yeah.
So I bought this game on PS4 just the other day for about $5.
Boy.
So I feel that's a pretty good price. So I'm probably not going to pick it up when it comes to the Switch. But a lot of people really enjoy Final Fantasy 12. Before, of course, Lightning came about in Final Fantasy 13, and everyone hated that one. So Final Fantasy 12, yeah. At this point, I was like, okay, cool, a proper Final Fantasy game. That has to be it, right? And then it went to black. And then Final Fantasy 7. Final Fantasy 9, screw you, Final Fantasy 8, and Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2 gotten out. So I'm just like, Square Enix, please, calm down.
Yeah, it was like, okay, alright, this is Nintendo's show. What's going on here? Is there any of those three you're keen on specifically?
Well, I finished Final Fantasy 7. I absolutely loved it. I might play it through again on the Switch just because of how good it is. I'll probably try Final Fantasy 9, I guess.
9 I heard's really quite good. It's like one of the underrated ones people always say. Like it's always those ones people look over. Everyone's like, oh, 7 is the best one. People are always like, no, you gotta play 9. 9's real good as well. So I want to give 9 a go. Out of all of them, I'm like, 9 I've heard's really good, so I'll give 9 a go. That's what I've taken out of it. I get a chance to play 9.
Pharaoh. Next up is the Nintendo Switch Smash Bros. Bundle, which has a cool little Nintendo Switch dock with all the Smash Bros. Characters. You got a really disappointing Joy-Con design.
Yeah, no, it's
which the right Joy-Con is just a line.
It's just a line. It's just a little line at the bottom. Like, you know what I would have wished? Like, pure white. Like, white Joy-Cons.
Ooh.
That, because the logo is white and everything like that. Or just like, what they would have done that might have been pretty cool as well, because they've got the grey Joy-Cons by default. A black and a white Joy-Con. Like, pure black, pure white. Because that seems to be, again, the colour scheme of it. So, either 2 whites or a black and a white one. That would have been cool. I would have preferred that.
So,
Just saying.
at the end of the Direct, they finished it off with 2 big reveals. The first one being Isabelle for Smash. But at first, I was like, wait, a new Animal Crossing game?
Everyone's leaking Incineroar. Oh!
Don't tell me it's Isabelle for Smash. Tell me it's an actual Animal Crossing game. Tell me it's an actual Animal Crossing game. And Smash Bros. Has done this to me quite a few times where I'm like, oh, is this a thing they're doing? Pretend to be Smash Bros. Happened all the way back when Rosalina got announced for Smash 4. At the start, it showed Kirby in the world of Mario Kart, and I'm like, oh, is this Mario Kart DLC?
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, is this Kirby Air Ride?
Exactly. But then I was like, nah, it's Rosalina, and I'm like, oh, you got me. And they got me again here. I thought it was new Animal Crossing, but then I realised the assets didn't look all that HD enough. They kind of look like it was from New Leaf, kind of. And I was
But like red stuff a little bit.
yeah, exactly. So I was like, alright, maybe not, maybe this is Smash. And it turns out bloody Isabelle is an original character in Smash. Because at first,
no.
I thought Isabelle would easily be an Echo Fighter for Villager. Because I was like, I can't really see her having her own, like, original moveset. But Sakurai comes out being like, boy, you dumb. And Isabelle's her own original character, which was a weird surprise for me. Jimmy, did you know this was Smash right away, or did you think a new Animal Crossing game?
No, I thought it was Smash right away. And yeah, I don't know. I was like, it could be both. Like immediately I was like, oh, they could be doing a double whammy here. Like, I don't know why, but I just was like, they're probably doing a double whammy. They're probably going to give us both. And I was right. Obviously, I didn't react to it, so I can't really prove of that. So you could be like, oh yeah, no, of course you thought it was. And to that I say, I did. It's true. It's true. I know what I work for Nintendo, because my dad works for Nintendo.
Oh, I see.
That's why. So I knew.
That's fair enough. So yeah, I was slightly disappointed at first that Isabelle was her own original character, because I thought Isabelle could have been an Echo Fighter. I wish they kind of put the effort and the resources into someone who could have fit an original character a bit more. But then at the same time, I was like, I couldn't think of any other original character they could have done.
Well, yeah, at the same time, because I'm just like, honestly, if they didn't even announce any new characters, I'd be pretty fine. I'd be pretty chuffed with this game. Like, I don't even need any new characters. So they're just the fact they're like, you know what? We're gonna put in Isabelle, and you know what? We're gonna give us her own moves and make her her own unique character. I'm like, cool, good for you guys. That's cool. Sick. So, I don't know. I'm not mad. Whatever.
And they ended it off with the announcement that Animal Crossing is coming out 2019. It was only a little teaser, similar to Metroid Prime 4. We've got old Tom Nook. He's like, oh, I love my pals. Gotta make sure my pals have a nice place to sleep when they get back from camping and smashing, which sounded a bit strange.
Yeah, a bit off. Yeah, no, I was not too keen on that one.
So 2019 seems to be like a killer year for Nintendo.
Yeah.
This year has been kind of just meh. A lot of ports. We've got Smash Bros, which has been amazing.
It's been fine.
But
yeah.
in comparison to 2017, which had Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, next year we're getting Fire Emblem, we're getting a mainline Pokemon game, we're getting Luigi's Mansion, we're getting Animal Crossing. everything's happening next year, and I'm really excited for it. Overall, this was a very good Nintendo Direct. A lot of surprise announcements, a lot of stuff we already knew that was going to be happening. Just a good Nintendo Direct. And at first I thought, okay, this is probably the last Direct we're having for the year. But then I noticed, oh wait, they didn't show off that new sort of story mode or spirits or whatever it is mode for Smash.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have to do a Direct for that, aren't
So
they?
I'm like,
we're
alright,
gonna do it, yeah.
We'll probably have one more Direct, probably in November sometime, maybe late November. Would you think possibly a Smash focused Direct or just a general Direct in which at the end they show off the final parts of Smash Bros?
Maybe a regular Direct next month, and then maybe a Smash Direct
Next month?
like
Really?
yeah, October, like an October one.
Because they don't usually
October one,
do
then
a
November
Direct every month. It's usually every like couple of months.
Well, like they never do it. I mean, we've got 4, so I don't know. I'll believe when I see it, man.
All right, fair enough.
4 next month.
So yeah, that was our opinions on the Nintendo Direct for September. Jimmy, have you got any final thoughts?
Yes. No, actually I don't.
Ah, fair enough. Well, thank you very much for listening, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to stay subscribed to Nintendo Lounge for more content, because let me tell you, things are getting pretty sweaty up in here. But until then, stay subscribed. Bye-bye.
Oh, good stuff, man.